Tonight on Financial Discovery, they were once a leader in the podcast sphere, now taken down by their own greed and hubris. Awaiting trial on accusations of defrauding their investors, tonight we sit down with the founders of Blongo Corp to find out exactly how their peonies got so vaginied. I'm Dirk Boner, and welcome to Financial Discovery. So, gentlemen, do you have some explanation for how you fucked shit up so badly?
Listen, Dirk. Okay, you can point the finger. You can blame me. I can blame you. Blame it on this. Blame it on the boogie. Okay, I'm just here to make the jokes. I make the funny. I bring in the energy. I get people laughing. Ha ha ha. I'm not a backroom guy. Okay, I don't know where the money comes from. I don't know where the bodies are buried. I'm not in the bowels of the ship. I'm up at the top. I'm steering. I'm not the captain. I'm not the captain of the ship. I'm not steering. That's Drew. Drew's the captain.
Me?
Yeah.
You guys just showed up in my shed like a year and a half ago, and you won't fucking leave. Mr. Boner, I'm sorry. I don't.
Mr. Boner.
I'm sorry that we even have to be here and talk about this. To my knowledge, everything was copacetic. Really, Patrick ran all the behind the scenes stuff.
Excuse me? Look, Dirk, okay? Numbers get thrown around all the time, right? You look at any business, there are people throwing numbers around. They're throwing numbers around. Honestly, I think our biggest mistake was that Riley had a debit card for the business account.
All right, listen.
Drew
I didn't even want to do the fucking
email. Basically held me hostage for a fucking year and a half.
Thing was
18 months, 100 fucking episodes.
Bullshit.
70
all
page
I want
rounds.
to do is fucking zoom, baby.
Nobody gets to blame me for this. Is all I'm fucking saying.
One at a time.
The whole thing was your idea.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, you're the motherfucker who started this whole goddamn thing. It was first it was your house, and then it was your house, and then it was you did this shit, you piece of shit.
Talk to my lawyer.
Talk to my ass.
I'm sorry, Mr. Boner.
Dirk, you gotta believe me.
Welcome back, gang, to our fun, quirky little workplace full of lost, forgotten, omitted, and deleted knowledge where we dance and play and work and make up weird schemes to fool investors and work. And you can join us, but it's a lifestyle, bro. And if you can't hang and you don't denounce any and all outsiders, you can't stay, bro. I'm the co-founder of Blongo Inc., Patrick Wall, and with me, as always, is the co-founder of Blongo Inc.,
Riley Bowen.
Yeah. This week, we are talking about an eclectic and charismatic man whose drive to challenge work norms perhaps went a little too far in creating a God complex.
Hitler?
Eclectic and charismatic, actually.
It could be said that he was trying to put a cohesive work environment together.
Not Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Let's just nip that one in the bud now. Not Hitler. Before we jump in.
I wish somebody nipped that one in the bud.
Oh,
back in time and nip that one in the bud. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes. Before we jump in, thank you to anyone and everyone who left us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, comment on Spotify or anything of that nature. You have officially completed the only thing we've ever asked of you. And this episode is dedicated to you. If you have not done so, though, please get on whatever you're streaming on. Leave us something. Whatever your streaming app of choice allows. That's how we get more popular with people who have never heard of us and are looking for something new. And it's all dumb algorithm bullshit that we normally don't care about, but it's the only way to grow this thing. So there you have it.
Help us grow our things.
By the way, I believe I mentioned this to you and Drew, not on mic. We are recording this in the first week of July. And so all of our June numbers are in a Delete Everything podcast first. There is a state that downloaded us more than our home base of Florida.
Yeah, what was it?
California.
California.
They know how to party.
California makes me come.
I like how you went with the real fruity song and I went with the fake thug song.
You know that song? Was it Ghost Planet or whatever?
I don't remember.
You know who played drums on that?
Who?
Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. Yeah, dude, California. Thank you for all the love. We're
California, thanks
for all the love. We're super popular on the West Coast.
Hell yeah.
Like in order, our top 4 states are, well, for this month, we're California, Florida, Washington, Oregon.
Hell yeah.
That's the order for this month. But like those are still the top 4 every month.
California, Florida, Washington, Oregon
was June.
That's crazy. Oregon, I know some of our very cool, hip, sexy listeners in Oregon, but Washington surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, Washington. And I don't know anybody in Washington State that is aware of this podcast. I know a couple people out there, but like not anybody I'm on regular speaking terms with.
Huh. You got any listeners in Walla Walla?
Oregon, I know a couple people out there. One person that I know out there knows about our podcast, and he's not listening to it. California, I know one person out there that definitely knows. I mean, I know several, but one person that definitely knows it. So, I mean, I don't know where it's coming from. I love it. I'm happy about it.
California.
Florida is still all time. I mean, it's just where we are. It's where we know the most people. It's where, this thing kind of started and has grown out from there. But I mean, West Coast is killing it. And
I mean, we are also quite popular on the Isle of Guernsey.
No, we're not. We had a few, but let's not stretch it.
What are you saying? That Guernsey stopped listening?
Long time ago.
What?
Yeah.
What about the Isle of Jersey?
Yeah, we got a few.
You see, we still got some Jersey then.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're big in Jersey.
A lot of Germany. We're all over the place, baby.
I used to date a girl in Jersey. New Jersey.
The state of New Jersey. By the way, fifth place is actually a pretty.
She listens to the podcast.
Oh, Jesus fucking! I don't care about your Jersey girl, Ben Affleck. Fifth place is actually like super close between like several states.
Yeah.
Virginia, Michigan, Colorado, Montana, New York. Not Montana, I'm sorry, Missouri.
Michigan. I'm from Michigan, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Virginia, Michigan, Colorado, Missouri, New York, Tennessee, Georgia are all like insanely weirdly kind of close.
I don't know. Georgia, I guess.
In download numbers. Georgia's right. I mean, we're basically an hour away from the Georgia border.
I know who's in Washington.
Okay.
Talk about it later.
Oh, I know who's in Washington. Yeah.
It's the girl I used to date in Jersey.
That doesn't... Oh, yeah?
That's fun.
Oh. Hey, Cruzanne. Back to the intro. Also, check us out on Instagram and YouTube at Delete Everything Podcast. You will get photos and stuff corresponding to all of our episodes on Instagram, and Riley is so on top of that.
Hell yeah. I'm not 3 months behind on any of the Instagrams.
3 months in a few days. He has not posted one in 3 months. The last one that was posted was me.
Listen, I was actively doing that the other day and then stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't finish it. But I'll get there.
You got one job, man.
I have several jobs. I'm doing a side job this weekend.
One job on this podcast. You have had a long run.
I am the host and co-founder.
You have had a long run of episodes that you had to do.
Yeah. It was 2. I did 2.
2 back to back?
Yeah.
That's crazy for
fine.
you.
Yeah.
That's fine. Oh, Jesus Christ. On YouTube, we've got a bunch of shorts of us dicking around, making jokes, laughing raucously in the studio. You may watch some of them and think to yourself, I don't remember that joke. And that would make total sense if you aren't one of our Patreon listeners, because all of those shorts come from our Patreon episodes. And you can hear all of the buildup and the setup for all those jokes by joining us on patreon.com/delete everything podcast. For $8 a month, you get around 90 boners episodes, and I am legally bound to call them that in spite of my constant protests.
Yes, boners episodes. See,
and you get a new boners episode every single week.
We have a comedic and historical canon that is, a cohesive,
that you made up.
Cohesive rundown of our greatest and most beloved jokes. And one of the most beloved is calling bonus episodes on our Patreon boners episodes.
Childish episode, or a childish bit that Riley made up, and that he claimed
very good.
That he claimed is canonical.
Canonical.
And then every time I protested, eventually we got to a point, I think on mic, where you guys voted.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
You and Drew voted yes to boners episodes, and now I am required to say it.
Yes.
I am breach of contract if I do not.
Because something you folks at home might not know, which it actually does come into play here in this episode, is our beloved title of Blongo.
Yeah.
That is the name of our actual LLC.
That is the actual name of our
We are
LLC.
the co-founders of Blongo LLC.
We did not announce it, but yes, we bought Blongo. We bought the rights to Blongo.
Hey, Blongo, baby, Blongo.
That is a throwback to our last corporate cult.
Yes.
So yes, new boners episode every week. They're much shorter. They're much less historically heavy, more
Shorter
contemporary.
boners is
My band.
important,
They are much more dick heavy.
but they deserve attention.
They are relatively meandering, although we've been a lot better lately.
Heavy dicks as well, yes.
We just recorded one about AI robot mishaps. And
Another one about a particular senator that may or may not be a fucking corpse that's still in office.
that was last week. Yeah, we just recorded one about AI robot mishaps and possibly the child who will one day become a man who will lead the human resistance
The child.
against sentient robots. So yeah, come on in. The water is warm because we pissed
Pissed
all,
in it.
all up in it.
All piss.
It's full of there's not even water
It's
in it.
just
It's just piss.
There's an episode of Pete and Pete from back in the day where like there's always an adventure
Such
of
a
some
random
kind of person.
segue.
But there's this episode where there's a pool pisser in their public pool.
I think I
They
remember
keep
that
trying to track down, right? And they have this villain that's like was it Pit Stain, I think?
something like that.
Yeah, that's always fucking with him. And he's the lifeguard who's trying to find the pool pisser. You
And
know?
it's Little Pete the whole time, right?
No, it turns out it's Pit Stain. It was just he was the red herring
Sleep pissing?
that they found out because they got him in the pool and Little Pete put a bunch of the chemical that turns the piss blue,
Which doesn't actually exist.
doesn't exist, it turns out. But I've believed in that for a long time.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look down. There's a bunch of blue in there.
So let's get into this one because it's going to be a fun one. You are going to get to make fun of a self-righteous, rich, young dickhead and his horrible wife. So good on you,
Patrick,
buddy.
you're not rich or married or young.
But if I did have a wife, she'd be horrible. So I don't exactly remember how this one landed in my path, but I thought it would be a cool corporate cults episode. And we haven't done one of these in over a year. That was my birthday episode.
Yep.
Last year, end of April of 2025 was when we did our first corporate cults. So this will be a fun second corporate cults episode. It is important to note when we talk about corporate cults, it's not the same as like our weird religions episodes where we talk about literal cults. It's more about corporations or companies that have strange cult-like cultures.
Yeah, if you've ever been inside of the corporate world,
Yeah.
then you know that there are things like calls and responses. There are what's
Weird culty
forms
shit.
of branding,
Yeah.
very specific forms of branding that come with corporate culture
Yeah.
that have their own little fucking worlds to them.
Right.
Yeah, like for instance, I recently, I would say I left a company. I worked for a company called Freedom Forever. It was a solar company that is no longer, went bankrupt because it was bad. But
I went bankrupt for a lot of reasons.
a lot of reasons. One of them was that it was bad. And not me, I was good. But so the logo for that company was like, it was very specific. It's like a light bulb that is also an infinity sign.
Yeah.
Right. And then there were 7 dots of different colors around the head of it. Right. Which kind of represented like
Cancer.
the cancerous.
If you got
Cheers.
different colored dots on the head,
But the 7
Go see
dots
a doctor.
represented, it was like light coming off of the light bulb, right? It was like,
Gotcha.
So like the light bulb plus the infinities, renewable energy plus the light because the sunlight, yada yada. But then those 7 dots are like the 7 core tenets of the company,
oh, fuck's sake.
right? And it's like fucking civic leadership or whatever. It's shit like that. A bunch of words like reliability,
Yeah.
civic,
Stupid corporate buzzwords.
civic leadership or servant leadership. I think it was like
Servant leadership.
servant leadership. Yeah, it's like we're going to serve but also lead at the
We
same
do
time.
servant.
It's dumb corporate dick piss bullshit.
servants shall become the leaders on the night of
They're like, it's like innovation, but like,
the rich will become poor.
but the thing with that is like if you have that logo. Right? Because each of these core tenets have a different color associated with it.
Sure.
If you see that logo presented elsewhere without those specific colors, that's improper branding and cannot be applied.
Oh,
and you could get
no.
fucking sued for doing that. Right?
Not sued.
Literally, like at one point, I did a whole thing building out a bunch of vans to like, equip tools and stuff because I was a carpenter.
Oh, you are a carpenter.
I am a carpenter. I'm currently a carpenter as well, but my paycheck's a carpenter, and my paycheck still does say carpenter.
Yeah.
Which is, fuck you, I'm a carpenter.
I had you carpentering like a motherfucker today.
Carpe diem.
We carpented today, together.
But like, so I painted the inside of these vans with green and yellow, which were like the core colors, right? Mm-hmm. But I used the wrong shade of green.
Stop.
And it was a whole fucking to-do. Like, I didn't get written up or anything, but it was like, we can't have it like that. We're going to have to get more paint.
The
we have to do it. Like, had to repaint all this shit because it was the wrong fucking shade of green.
Lame. So, yes, when we talk about these corporate cults, we're talking about corporate cult-like cultures. In today's case, a cult leader, more or less. And this guy, like 100% could have, he could still be a cult leader if he decided to be. Right. He's still knocking about. So like how it all hashed out, how it ended, how one extremely charismatic person really duped everyone for years is a little bit mind-boggling when we get into this. We are talking about WeWork.
WeWork?
Which you may remember, maybe you don't.
WeWork.
My memory of it, because I do remember it, but I never gave much of a shit because I've never been like an office job, computer in a cubicle guy. Mm-hmm. But my memory of it was like a shared workspace type of place, right? Which exists all over the fucking place. So I watched a documentary about it. A bit of today's episode came from that doc, so credit to that. It's on Hulu if you feel inclined to watch it, but I shit you not. I spent the longest time at the beginning of this documentary literally just trying to find out what the fuck WeWork is. Because the documentary jumps right into it like you have some kind of knowledge about the business. And I think that, like, I suspect that was a deliberate decision because I spent so much time listening to this man speak and thinking, oh, it must be more than it gets. In my memory, it was a shared workspace place. And I'm like, oh, like this must have been more than I thought it was. And I just never really, because I never had like cubicle, corporate job, didn't really give a fuck. Only to realize it's the simplest, most boring shit ever. But if you listen to like this excited, charismatic guy talking about it in this like corporate word salad way, like you start to think, well, this sounds exciting and innovative.
Doesn't it?
And then you just end up confused, but still kind of weirdly on board. And it's just a bit of a whirlwind. And I can see how this guy duped a lot of people. This guy, by the way, is Adam Neumann.
Adam Neumann.
Remember the name, babe. So
this is Randy Newman's brother.
We go to work. We go to work together. Everybody, we go to work.
When I was a teenager, when I was 19.
This song is called WeWork.
Like I've talked a lot about how I lived in New York.
Yes.
The thing I did.
What years were you there? I
was there 2005, 2006, 2007.
Okay. So before this.
I think it was 2005, 2006.
Before the inception of this.
But
I was trying to, when I was writing all the, like when I was doing all my research, I was trying to like figure out if there was some sort of crossover between when they started. Because when they hit the ground running fast.
Oftentimes corporate startups do. And it's like the whole point is like, it's almost like a shock and awe campaign.
Right.
When I joined a group called City Year New York, the City Year program is an AmeriCorps program. If you don't know AmeriCorps, it's like a domestic Peace Corps.
Also like a corporate cult type of place.
Well, the thing is with this, it was my first foray into anything corporate in that regard. But it also is like hyper stylized in that way because... so how about this? I haven't been a part of this group for 20 years. Mm-hmm. I'll give you verbatim the exact speech that we were taught.
I thought you were going to say I could still get sued for saying bad things about them.
No. I mean, they're still active, and I have my problems with them, but this is really just an example of what corporate stuff is. I have my problems with them, but it was also not necessarily a bad organization.
Okay.
City Year is a nonprofit organization that brings 17 to 24-year-olds from all walks of life together to work in one of 19 different sites across the United States, working in inner city schools.
That was from 20 years ago, and you still have it in your brain. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to get into Adam Neumann here in a second.
Including one site in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Jesus Christ.
But no, what I was saying was like, I just wanted to bring up that I got into that, and that was very culty as well.
They
'cause
just pelt your brain
we did
with that.
calls and
until-
responses.
Yeah.
We did exercise routines. We wore matching uniforms. We worked in public schools.
I think you talked about it a bit in our first corporate cults.
Yeah. It becomes a very the culty atmosphere of that is very intense. So like the whole deal was like drop a whole group of these fucking loud kids in the middle of fucking we were like Union Square, New York, at 14th Street, and have them just be loud as fuck. We did that at Today's Show. We did that fucking in Central Park. We did it all over the place. Just be loud and so everyone knows this. It was like a whole how to say
Weird.
It was a calling card, you know?
Right. It was to somehow drum up.
Yeah,
But it's to keep AmeriCorp in people's brains.
Yeah, that whole like atmosphere sticks with you. It gets really weird. It's fucking weird.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a corporate cults on them at some point. I'm sure you have some fun input on that. Like I was saying before.
Oh, was it Gary Newman's brother?
Yes.
Here in my car.
They drove a car.
Safest of all.
Yes. If you, like I said before, you watch this guy speaking, and there are a ton of videos of him on the internet, as well as in this documentary that I watched. And in the first bit, you're thinking, well, this all sounds cool and imaginative and different. I mean, I'm not fully sure what the fuck it is, but boy, oh boy, is he buzzing the shit out of those buzzwords. I mean, it's all
that's how they do it.
Corporate,
that's how they get you, yeah.
Corporate word salad buzzword speak. Then you start to get into it and you realize how misrepresented everything is. And you're just like, what the fuck? It's like kind of your classic grifter story, but it feels more complex. It feels almost like, and one of the people that worked for WeWork literally said in an article that I read where she was interviewed that she sincerely believes that the two owners of WeWork, and Adam Neumann kind of just outshines the other guy, that they kind of drank their own Kool-Aid.
Yeah, is that like a sex thing?
That's when you drink each other's Kool-Aid.
Hey, tonight we're going to drink each other's Kool-Aid.
Hell yeah, girl. But here's the thing. I don't work on Wall Street or invest in tech startups. I don't know how to look for a unicorn startup, right? That's a privately owned business that's worth $1 billion.
Right.
Valued at $1 billion. It's called a unicorn.
Unicorns are very valuable.
Right.
They're rare. There's only like 2 or 3 of them.
Well, yeah.
I saw Legend.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how to look for a unicorn startup or like what metrics to look for to see if a company is overvalued. Relatively speaking, I'm an idiot when it comes to stuff like that. So I am allowed to be fooled to some degree. The fact that this dude fooled people whose job is private equity investments, one guy in particular with some of the fucking deepest pockets on the planet at this time, is what makes this story particularly intriguing. And it makes Adam Neumann's ability as a bullshit artist exceptionally impressive. Let's start with what WeWork is, so as to avoid the same what the fuckism that I was trying to sort out when I started this. Like I told you earlier, it is boring shit.
Okay, I got to ask one question though.
Yeah.
Do they work?
They do work.
Okay.
Insane hours, it turns out.
Right. Or is the second question. Who is Adam Neumann related to? Anybody?
No.
No? Griffin Newman?
No. No one famous at all. Like I said,
independent Newman.
It is boring shit. It's fucking property management. Like, plain and simple, Adam Neumann would deny that, and he has extensively, but it is very, very simply picking out cheap properties, signing a years long, if not decades long lease, building out that property, giving it a swanky facelift, marketing and branding a lifestyle to young people working on startup companies, and then renting out co-working space. Done and done. That's the whole business model, right?
Oh, it's like workspace properties.
Yes.
Like office buildings and shit.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But like co-working space.
Right. So if somebody's trying to put together their own startup,
yes,
and they need offices,
yes,
they would rent that. Okay.
Right. So this is founded by in 2010 by Adam Neumann and Miguel McKelvey, who is barely even a part of this story. So you don't even have to remember Miguel McKelvey, the Spanish name, Scottish name. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. But Adam was the face. He ends up being the one with the most say in the company. Mm-hmm. I think he was the driver of most of this, and Miguel was just along for the ride. That's my take.
Adam was the face. Miguel was the balls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. No. He didn't have enough juice in there.
He was
the plantar fasciitis, as far as I can tell.
the sphincter.
Well, maybe. So, Adam Neumann, born in Israel, he moves around a lot as a kid. He spent his teen years living on a kibbutz in Israel, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically an agrarian Zionist commune.
Yeah.
Essentially, you grow shit, you trade amongst your fellow kibbutzians, you read some Talmud.
Listen to reggae.
You read, no, maybe. You read some of the Talmud, you interpret it all wrong.
Zion.
Yeah, like a lion. You got to be Zion like a lion.
Yeah, like fucking Matisyahu.
Yeah, you go to bed, then you start it all over tomorrow. You do the same fucking shit over
Lauryn
and over
Hill
and over,
for
and then
Zion.
you die.
Yeah.
What?
Lauryn Hill for Zion. You know that song?
No.
What?
Stop. Shut up.
It said, Lauren, baby, use your head, but I chose to use my heart instead.
You're going to talk about every song that has the word Zion in it? I'll be here for a while.
I don't listen to reggae that much, honestly. No, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. No, I don't. I fucking don't. I honestly, I couldn't even give you one, really.
Yeah, you do.
I just know.
You have them all.
Oh, here's one. Dreaming Awake by P.O.D. from the Matrix 2 soundtrack.
What?
Dreaming of Zion.
Okay.
Sleeping Awake by P.O.D. You know P.O.D.?
No.
It is one of the worst.
They're like a butt rock band, right?
One of the worst techno style butt rock bands ever. It was white guys with dreadlocks, like Korn. It was it was like a fourth-rate Korn.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But they made their way onto the Matrix 2 soundtrack. The lyric is Dreaming of Zion because of the Matrix.
Cool. So, yes, he lived on a kibbutz as a teenager. He moves to New York at some point, I think in his early 20s, to attend college. And then he drops out to start his company, Crawlers.
Where does he live? Crown Heights?
I don't know.
That was a New York joke, everybody. Somebody got that out there.
Jewish people. We get it.
No, you didn't get that.
Are there Jewish people?
Yeah.
Is it a bunch of them?
Yeah, it's in a community.
Yeah. I got it.
God damn it, I was being subtle.
So he drops out and he starts his company, Crawlers, right? Now, I swear to God, I could never make a guess as to what Crawlers was and have it be fucking dumber than what it actually was in real life.
Is it a horror movie?
You want to try it? You want to try
Crawlers with a
K.
Crawlers.
Krawlers. So if you spelled Crawlers with a K instead of a C.
Crawlers. It is a no, I have no idea.
It was baby clothes.
Baby clothes.
Specifically for children of crawling age, which is like a whole 6-month period of a baby's life, that has just little knee pads in it to make crawling, I guess, more comfortable for babies.
Nice.
I literally saw a video of this jackass saying something to the tune of like, just because they can't tell us doesn't mean crawling doesn't hurt them.
Hold on a second.
Something to that effect.
Hold on a second. Now listen.
It's padded knee baby clothes.
Just because they can't tell us doesn't mean it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt just because they can't say something. All I imagine is like...
I'm not writing this. There's a joke in here.
I imagine a baby sitting in his crib after a long day, just like rubbing his knees like, oh, God damn it.
Okay, listen.
He's sitting in his crib, just fucking a teddy bear next to it. He's just like, oh, fuck, dude.
We talked before.
Oh, my damn knees.
We've talked before about that segment in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee where Seinfeld and John Oliver talk about how if the joke is good enough that their wife would leave them, they still have to tell it.
Still have to tell the joke.
There's a joke in here about circumcision that I don't really want to make, but it would physically hurt me not to mention it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a compact with God, Riley. God's making a coat. He needs all that baby dick skin. You know how big God is? It's a big coat.
It's just I just picture
this is baby dick.
I picture Israeli-born Zionist Adam Neumann saying in an interview, just because they say they can't say it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt them. you know, and I don't think,
unironically.
and mind you, I don't think he probably doesn't sound like that. I'm doing a very
he's got an Israeli accent.
I'm doing a very stereotypical thing in my head there. But mind you, I also lived in Crown Heights.
Yeah.
So I'm impersonating a real person.
Okay, probably several million. I every time I make the Dick skin coat joke, all I imagine, and I want everybody to know that like the reason that I make the joke is because I get to imagine just an enormous the size of an entire astrological body sized God wearing a giant coat made entirely of sewn together baby dick skin. And he's wearing like sunglasses and like a pimp hat. And he's like, oh yeah, this is baby dick.
Oh,
like bragging about it. Like, yeah, this is dick skin.
What you got there, baby Puma? This is baby dick.
This is baby dick, dog. And that's why I always make that joke, because I get to conjure that image in my brain and giggle.
Yeah, we're outspoken anti-circumcisionists.
Very much so. If this is your first episode, we don't subscribe to that.
I do love the Jewish people, though. All right, moving on.
Okay, so just because they can't tell you doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Which would have been something to maybe touch base on a day or two after birth. So he also claims that he has had 5 businesses before WeWork. You know, when talking about his success,
right?
You know, and saying, because a lot of his shit is like persevere and work hard, and you're the only thing standing in your own way from achieving all the things that you could dream of.
Right.
Yada, yada, yada. Corporate bullshit. Right.
Yeah.
But he claims that he had 5 businesses before WeWork. There's another one that we're about to talk about that inspired WeWork, but that leaves 2 that we don't know about,
I guess.
So Crawlers is the one thing he's willing to admit to.
Okay.
What kind of ridiculous shit were the other 2?
I don't know. Crawlers, it's pretty legit.
Padded clothing for your baby that's going to only be crawling for 6 months.
Yep.
Probably expensive. Probably some boutique shit.
I mean, it's not a bad market to get it. Honestly, It's smart because babies grow so fast. You got to get them new clothes anyway.
I don't know.
So they get probably at least 2 or 3 crawlers before they're through.
Okay, so in 2008, Adam Neumann meets Miguel McKelvey at a party in the building where they both work, and they meet through a mutual friend. I'm guessing that the link up probably had to do with the fact that McKelvey also grew up on a commune in Oregon.
Okay.
He grew up on something called a 5-mother commune.
Oh, yeah? From Game of Thrones?
No. I don't think they have this in Game of Thrones.
No, that's the 7.
It's a commune.
And then there's the mother is one of those.
7 gods, and the mother is one of them. This is a commune where like 5 single women
share a baby?
They run this whole commune. I guess they just kind of mother everybody. I don't know. I didn't really look super into it. I saw that definition. I was like, huh.
You said he was raised there. Were any of them his actual mother? Or the fuck?
No idea. There are other women there, but there are 5 women who are like, they're not married. They're just 5 women who run the commune. Called a 5-mother commune, and apparently this one isn't the only one.
Sounds culty.
It does, doesn't it? So these 2 guys start chit-chatting, and they come up with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
They work in a building together, right?
Hey, you know what we got in common is a building.
And
maybe we should have buildings.
And commune living. So they convinced the landlord of their work building to let them divide the floors of an empty building that he owned. He had an empty building in Brooklyn, and they say, hey, can we divide all these floors up and convert it into semi-communal offices and rent those offices out?
The guy said, I don't give a fuck.
And he's, you're going to rent out the whole fucking building? Hell yeah, it's empty right now. I'm sure they worked out some terms.
They're in New York. How does he have an empty building?
In Brooklyn in 2008-ish.
You fucking rent that out to a hipster in a stupid hat in fucking no time.
Yeah, right. Well,
loft apartments, baby.
So this first concept was called Green Desk, and it was focused on sustainable workplaces. They used recycled furniture. It was powered by wind energy, all cool stuff. And they decide that they want to expand Green Desk, right? But the landlord isn't interested. He just wants to stay in Brooklyn, and he owns the building. So after some deal making and an agreement for them to stay out of Brooklyn, they eventually sell that business to the landlord in 2010.
Interesting.
But they take that idea and they evolve it into WeWork. So they use their 1 million-ish that they got from selling the business to the landlord. And that was spread out over time because they had to like sign non-compete stuff because he was very much like Brooklyn's mine.
Which is insane because Brooklyn's fucking huge.
I'm going to keep growing this, but you stay out of Brooklyn. And so they got a decent amount of it was like 1 point something million. They got a maybe half of it up front, and then the rest was split up over months, provided they did not spread to Brooklyn. Right. As long as they stayed out of Brooklyn, he'd pay them the rest over the next like however many months or years, and then everything's all good. Right. So they take that 1 million-ish in funds, along with $15 million in startup capital.
50?
15 million in startup capital that they managed to get after pitching their idea to New York real estate developer Joel Schreiber, who I don't know who he is, but apparently he's a big fucking deal.
Liev Schreiber's cousin.
Yes, absolutely. And so for that 15 million in startup, they exchanged 33% of the business, right? So at its inception, it was 33% Adam Neumann, 33% Miguel McKelvey, 33% Joel Schreiber, 1% these nuts. Got him. So they opened their first WeWork office in Soho in April of 2011. Remember April of 2011, right?
Yeah.
In their first few years on the scene, they are gobbling up buildings for lease, converting them to shared workspace, and then renting to hundreds of startups around the city of New York, which I'm sure there is no shortage of, right? But it's not just startups either. They had companies like PepsiCo, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs.
They're like, we need office space here. Cool.
All renting WeWork space as an alternative to long-term leasing space elsewhere, right? Again, not a bad business model.
I mean, no, not at all, because in New York, especially, owning a building is goddamn near impossible.
Right.
So for a big corporate space, you probably get squeezed for a lot of fucking money.
For sure.
Yeah.
So like all things considered, it's a solid business model, man. I have no, like so far, I'm like,
and it's already divided up into offices and shit. They probably set up amenities in that respect. Like,
I'm about to get into that. In 2015, the average rent space for a WeWork building was $350 to $650 a month to rent space, co-working space in WeWork, right?
350,000?
350 a month. $350 to $650 per month in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Again, in lieu of, and this is on a month-to-month basis, that you don't sign a long-term lease. Right. So in lieu of renting out an entire commercial space for whatever duration that lease agreement is for, you can do this $350 to $650 a month and quit whenever you want. If you get big enough to get that commercial space and lease that, okay, cool, right? And this included things like internet. Everything's like key card security to get in and out of the building. And they had a lot of other cool amenities, lots of networking spaces with coffee bars, little kitchen areas, beer on tap all the time. They've got beer on tap, pinball machines, cool shit.
Yeah. That was really, really hot at the time too. Was having like fucking like a cool kid workspace.
Yeah. There's a receptionist on site, so like any mail and packages and stuff like that go directly to reception. They make sure it goes to the right people. So again, if you're a startup in New York, you probably don't have the capital for a long-term commercial lease. So this is not a bad deal. I get the innovative part of that.
Yeah.
Right. So far. So as I said, from April of 2011, when they took their green desk money and the 15 million investment, they opened the first WeWork space in April of 2011, like I said. From there to 2014, WeWork goes completely nuts in the span of 3 years, right?
Yeah.
They are quietly already valued well over $1 billion. So they hit their unicorn status.
Jesus Christ. In the span of what, like 2 or 3 years?
3 years.
Fuck.
They started leasing tons of buildings and converting them to workspaces in and out of New York. They were the fastest growing lessee of new office space in New York and were on track to becoming the fastest growing lessee of new space in America. Right? While this is all going on, Adam Neumann is preaching this culture of hard, work hard, play hard. He's packaging it as though it's some new fucking concept. they're holding crazy work conferences. You know, like, they start doing a WeWork summer camp every year.
Interesting.
Where they rent out like a summer camp that's, I don't think it's in the summertime, but like a summer camp for kids.
Oh, wow.
And they rent, so it's got all the rope, bridges and swings and a lake where they're pulling people around on rafts. And there's just booze like crazy.
That's a perfect Jason Voorhees environment. There's sex, there's drugs.
Yeah, there's a guy with a hockey mask and a machete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching videos of this summer camp, and I mean, it's an adult summer camp. It looks fun as shit.
Jason Voorhees, did you know this? Slight digression. Canonical rapist.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Friday the 13th.
Is that how he got his start?
Friday the 13th, part 3, I believe, where they talk about that for a minute. They're like, oh yeah, he also is raping people. And they never bring it up again in any of the other movies, but yep. He wasn't dead at the time. He was just a guy.
They're talking about when he was alive, he was raping.
Yeah. No. See, so here's the thing. So the Jason Voorhees cycle goes, the first movie is Pamela Voorhees, right? Jason's mother, right? Because Jason died. But then in the second movie, no, that's different.
I know.
And then in the second movie,
I just wanted to piss you off.
It turns out that he actually did not die as a child and has been living as some sort of monstrosity in the woods around Camp Crystal Lake, and he's decided to kill.
But he's an alive person?
He's an alive person who wears like a fucking thing on his head. Maybe it's the second one where they're just like, oh, also, yeah, he's raping. And then I think it's the third one, he dies again. And then the fourth one, maybe I might be getting these a little confused.
When does he go to Manhattan? That's like
Jason
6.
Does Manhattan is like
Jason
7.
Does Manhattan. I think it's Jason in Manhattan.
I think it's Jason Does Manhattan.
I don't know.
But I think it's 4 or 5. Jason lives where he's dead, but then he gets hit with lightning, and now he's an animated corpse. And now he's free to
rape again.
No, they don't ever bring that up. But he wants to. He's just dead.
Yeah, that thing's probably all rotted.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like that one movie. They're like, oh yeah, he's also a rapist.
I feel like that's the one thing that rots quick.
It's like that.
It's like your nose, your ears, your dick. Those are all the first.
I think
to
it
rot
was,
away.
like it made like he's watching teenagers bang, and then he's killing them with a machete or whatever. That sort of like tied into his sexual frenzy, right?
Yeah.
But they never brought it up again.
Well, yeah.
But there's a definite sequence in one of those movies where Jason's like all about to get rapey.
Yeah, it's like the serial killers who use knives usually is a metaphor for their impotence.
Yeah, Maniac. Good movie.
Yeah.
You ever see that one?
Nope.
Good. We'll talk about it.
Okay, cool. All right. So, like I said.
So they had WeWork camp, and
yes, they've got these crazy conferences. He's always up on stage, or he's like walking around the crowd with a spotlight
Jason
on
Voorhees?
him. No, Adam Neumann. Be wild if Jason Voorhees was doing it, giving a speech, walking around with a spotlight on him. So first you want to kill him, and then you wait, no. First you want to. What order do I do it? No. No, Adam Neumann is like always front and center on these things, right? Even like in the summer camps and shit like that, they have these big concerts with like big popular artists that they pay to come in. And like at one point, P. Diddy did a concert for them.
Mm-hmm,
I don't know what he sang. Does he even do music? But it's this fun sort of party environment, even though it's also work. And it establishes a very blurry line between work life and social life.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
As does the whole WeWork concept.
That's the plan. That's the whole thing. That's the corporate cult. Like,
right.
What am I trying to say? The modus operandi.
Yeah. So yeah, what inevitably happens is that the same people who work in your space become the people you see every day at work,
the people you
and every night and every weekend.
You go out to drinks with them.
Right.
You have sex with them.
You go down to the freaking social lounge in your work building. And pour a few beers and start there, and then off we go into
pretty soon you're dating a coworker.
Into the Soho landscape.
You guys are
not
always
a coworker
at work.
Really though, because she's got to start up and I've got to start up.
People
and we just
in the WeWork. Okay.
Yeah.
This is different.
We haven't even gotten into the employees yet. This is just people renting right now.
in this same token, it just makes them all part of this WeWork group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the summer camp would be like
the summer camp is the people working there too, but I think it's also he's trying to establish this community, right? So, and there are some nefarious things that happen as time goes on.
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy is one of them. Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah, P. Diddy's walking around that camp in a hockey mask.
Oh, God. With a fucking big ass tube of lube.
Big baby oil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, like I said, inevitably your work crew and your social crew just meld in this very blurry thing. And like where you work is cool. It's got all these amenities. And so like all the people that you rub elbows with daily and like the way they preach the culture of like work harder, but you can still party, but like work, you know, like I can see where pretty quickly it becomes like, why not go to the office on a Saturday?
It's nice and easy.
Have a few beers.
You're going to see Becky from the other.
Yeah, we're going to see Fred and Ted and Edward.
Have a couple. You might, you know what? Hey, could work on Saturday.
Yeah.
Have a couple beers at your desk.
Maybe I'll get some work done. Maybe not. It's a fucking Saturday.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Why not? I'm going to hang out, whatever. Watch TV in the communal space.
Right. So while this is all going on, you know, you've got all these meetings and these conferences where this very savvy investment guru who's cool and charismatic and spiritual and all this shit. And he's always kind of throwing out these inspirational speeches that just boil down to fucking corporate nonsense jargon. But people are taken in by it, by the whole package, right? Cheap rent, fun environment, cool people to bounce ideas off for my startup, networking, beer, fun, and inspirational figurehead just sort of prodding everyone along. I'm always going to have that inspiration because Adam's always around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I'm doing a whole lot of justice to this guy. I looked up some video snippets to have Drew drop in, but I found it's kind of difficult because the way that he speaks is all sort of this wind up. Like it's honestly kind of impressive. His speeches always start off very humbly, right? Talking about his background, talking about growing up, talking about his businesses that failed, talking about this, talking about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then that sort of rolls right into, you know, his views about community and consciousness and pursuing dreams and patience, don't give up, you know, like doing the things you love, but things that are easy to be encouraged by if you are in this sort of startup space and you are excited about the potential of an idea.
The lobsters shed their shells when they become too big for their confining space speech. I've heard that one. You know that one?
Yes. But yeah, if you have a good idea and you have decided to put the time and the energy and the money into building this thing, I can understand where this guy and sort of this very like, oh man, yeah, like I have all these views, but I'm also an incredibly successful guy, but also we can party and have some drinks. You know, I'm just a regular guy and I just want a community. I want everybody to be like, you know, just like treat everybody well and like we can all share ideas. You know what I mean?
Come back
like,
to my apartment with my balls or something.
Yeah.
Is that where this is leading?
No, not
nuts.
that I'm aware of. I have not seen anything to that effect. But again, like I was talking about this wind up, by the end of like these speeches, it's like crazy sort of grandiose delusions of things like, if our community is united and we can all put our minds to a singular goal, we can achieve anything, which is kind of canned inspiration bullshit in its best
Tony
form.
Robbins.
But there's a video where he's like using specific examples of insanely complex issues immediately after saying that shit. Things like solving world hunger.
Right.
And he's like, no problem. If we're all united and we all put our minds to it, we can solve world hunger. And he literally says, no problem. And I'm like,
maybe problem.
I don't think you understand the complexity of that issue, buddy. But
that's a big swing.
Like I said, he's this classic hippie mindset that's also great at business, man, and likes to have fun and smoke weed and drink, you know, or at least that's what he's projecting. By the way, his wife, who is deeply unlikable.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time I saw this woman speak, it was obvious that she's so full of shit. You know when you meet someone man or woman, and you just like
Hate them.
see something in them where like you just fucking know that behind closed doors, once the veil comes down, that they're just an absolute nightmare to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
I have a specific example we could talk about later.
Okay. That's her. We'll talk about her a little bit more later. But yeah, hippie mindset, good at business, and just so innovative. And by the way,
this guy looks like a fucking douche.
he is a douche.
Just look at him. He's like, this
He's a
fucking
douche.
jerk.
Yeah, he's a douche. A perfect description, by the way, of hippie mindset, good at business, so innovative, but probably is just full of shit.
Oh my God, Rebecca Neumann looks like the fucking worst.
Right.
Sorry. Like, I'm just like, oh, this woman looks so
All
obnoxious.
of those adjectives I just used is probably a perfect description of Rebecca Neumann's cousin, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Wow, I can see it in Rebecca Neumann's face.
And
There's
she
cousins
rides
Gwyneth
it
Paltrow.
hard. Yeah, they're like first cousins.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the videos and stuff that I watched, like everybody's like, oh yeah, within 3 minutes of talking to her, that comes up.
Easy.
Like she figures out a way to wedge it in. Oh, growing up with Gwyneth Paltrow, she's my cousin. Like I can just see her doing that shit. Brother, if you watch a video where she's speaking, you're going to be like, oh my God, she seems terrible. We're going to talk about her more. She is your classic fucking crystals in her ass shit. I can't even. We'll get into it.
Okay.
I'm getting ahead of myself. So we were talking about the self-alienation of people who are being sucked into this whole WeWork orbit under this very cultish leader, right? And like I said, that's not just the people renting being taken in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all in, but they can always boogie out the door if something doesn't feel right.
Right.
The employees of this massively expanding venture are sort of like, air quotes, in the leader's light constantly.
Yes.
Right? Constantly. And he's very good at telling people what they need to hear to give like everything to the company.
Right.
And I'm talking like, there are stories once this company starts like expanding, it is currently in like where we're talking about right now, expanding hugely and quickly.
Yeah, you need sacrifices for that.
90-hour work weeks.
Yeah.
Owners walking through the offices at 9 p.m. and being angry that people aren't working. Crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
A video where I saw him being interviewed by somebody, can't remember for what, but the guy was saying, yeah, I've heard that like a typical day in the office at WeWork is get to work at 7 a.m., leave at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. And Adam Neumann jokingly is like, well, I finished work at 2 a.m. yesterday. So like, what are we talking about, man? So, and I mean, at least he's benefiting massively from this.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? The people who are working for him, and we'll get into that, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, that is so often the cycle in big corporate things where they start getting more successful or business starts booming a little bit. They need more from their employees, but they also can't, like, they also won't give them more.
And he's, like I said, he's great at sort of giving people what they need to hear to give everything. A lot of people took salaries that were less than they could have made elsewhere.
Yeah.
They're working insane hours, 14, 15, 18-hour days, because you can see the growth. I mean, the growth is the growth. Right, they are renting. They are the biggest lessee in New York, on track to be the biggest in the U.S. Right, so you can see the growth. And if you're coming in on the ground floor, you're being promised all this shit. Maybe it's worth taking a lowball salary. Maybe it's worth working all those extra hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, so it's not just lip service. They can see all these buildings that are being converted to WeWork space. They're being promised stock options that ideally, you know, if this is the new Uber or the new Apple or whatever, will make them millionaires once the company goes public.
Yep.
So they're hustling their asses off. And the general consensus seems to be that they all felt very fulfilled by the work. You know, they bought the story. They saw a huge potential payoff. Again, it's not a stretch for me to understand how people were pulled in by this.
Yeah, that brass ring stays far away for the most part in those situations.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, most 20-something-year-olds who are working for $1 billion+ startup don't have a legal team to look at the minutia of how the company is structured and say, I don't think you're going to get what you think you're going to get here. You know what I mean? Like I saw an interview with one of the lawyers that I think was on the WeWork team, and she was talking about the way the stock options were worded. And she was like, people thought that they had, because they used the word equity a lot. Adam Neumann, oh, you have equity in the company. And he would go and do interviews and be like, this is everybody has ownership in the company. Everybody has equity in the company. But the stock option just gives you the option to buy stock, right? And so a lot of people thought that when they walked away from this, at whatever point this company goes public and I've already got all this stock, that they've got a stake that's going to make them millionaires, when and this is the lawyer saying this, and she's like, when the reality is they probably owned $3,000-$4,000 worth of the company, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that is almost always how that kind of shit works.
Well, frequently the IPO offering when a company goes public is not the same in terms of structure as an employee stock option.
Indigent penis
organelles.
Organelles.
Yes.
Yes.
The little hairs on the side, the little tentacles on the side of your penis.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You don't have those?
I do have them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're called flurbs.
Yes. You got to flurb you attach them to the clitoris like the Navi hair things.
Fuck off.
They call it Sahelu.
We are tired.
We are tired. Yeah, sorry, it's been a while since I did an Avatar. I'm fucking going deep in the well here.
Oh yeah, that has been a long time. That's low hanging fruit, man. By the time we hit 2016, WeWork is valued at $17 billion.
That's a lot of money.
And everybody is drinking the Kool-Aid. The employees, the renters, the financial backers, everyone. At the beginning of the year 2016, they get a fresh infusion of capital to the tune of $430 million from private equity lenders. We're 6 years into the inception of this business. They've raised in private equity alone $1.7 billion.
That's nuts.
Of other people's money.
To effectively not do anything, too, is the weirdest thing.
To
have space.
To lease the building, not even buy the building, lease the building, give it a facelift, and market, and make sure you fill the spaces. It's very, like I said, it's boring shit.
Yeah.
It's property management. As far as most people can see from the outside looking in, this company is poised to absolutely soar, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately for a lot of people, 2016 is where the cracks start to show. We're 5 years into this company, and then the decline over the next 3 is massive. And it's all centered around Adam Neumann. For starters, the number of people being hired on to keep up with the pace of expansion is staggering. Something like I saw 60, 70, like every Monday or Tuesday or some shit like that, probably every Monday, they'd have like onboarding meetings for all the new hires. And it was like 60, 70 people a week.
That's a lot every week, yeah.
In the office, and they're chanting fucking WeWork, and doing all this corporate fucking
Longo,
crazy.
baby, Longo,
yeah. While other people in the office are trying to actually work, and they're like, God, shut the fuck up. Like nothing will I feel like nothing will sour you on the corporate culty shit, like trying to work while you're hearing other people be brainwashed into it.
There is a phenomenon there that's very much like you're proud to hear new people getting hired.
I think it depends on your personality.
Yeah,
I think some people would be sort of like, oh yeah, yay. But other people like us would be like, what the fuck?
I distinctly remember when I was doing that thing in New York, I met a guy who was like a carpenter for another branch or whatever. And because I was the physical service representative for the Harlem district.
Oh, good.
Yes. I did
Important boy.
Yeah, like fucking community.
You got a business card on you?
I helped like revamp community gardens and paint civic centers and shit like that. It was cool.
That's nice of you.
It was pretty cool. But I met another one of those, and he was like, "Hey, I've heard about you." And I was like, "He's from Boston or something." I was like, "This is weird. You've heard about me?" He's like, "Yeah, I hear you've got a healthy dose of skepticism about the organization." Because apparently word had traveled, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking stupid."
Jesus Christ! Would they send an email blast out?
No, when you work in a corporate,
watch out for this little fucker.
You work in a corporate district like that, like people who are a little rebellious or don't buy into the shit, they find each other.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a look at a meeting or little conversation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what it was is
that meaningful glance at one another when they're in the middle of doing some weird shit.
Yeah,
it's like,
fucking, yeah.
You're clocking this too, right?
I remember
buddy?
I was
guy
working.
I don't know across the room. You're seeing this too, right? You think it's weird too?
Yeah,
Okay,
one of
cool.
the team leaders that
later.
I worked with was a hot babe. But she and I had a lot of conversations about like, I think this shit's fucking weird and kind of culty.
Yeah.
And, and then she, I guess, met that guy in Boston and they started
And mentioned you.
and started dating. And yeah, they both had that attitude. So they mentioned me. And it just comes up in conversation like that.
Okay.
Yeah. that's how subversive shit like that can be.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So the number of people being hired on just to keep up is enormous. The office space at WeWork's headquarters starts getting a bit cramped. They start using a concept known as hot desking, which sounds like you're taking a shit on someone else's desk.
It sure does.
But what it means is that very quickly,
desking.
yeah.
Oh, you got to leave so that somebody else can use your desk?
It's first come, first serve. So everybody went from sort of having their own space, even if it's a shared
You
space.
have to show up early to get a desk.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Competitive desking.
Yeah, hot desking. Which, by the way, if your whole thing is cool office spaces that everybody wants to be in, you probably don't want your headquarters to be packed like a fucking can of sardines.
The front facade. Like we want the clients, the people who are paying us to think that, this is all this nice and cool.
Oh, and by the way, Adam Neumann's office is still big as fuck.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who also uses this like hot desking concept?
One guy described it as palatial.
Ooh. Well, so another company that uses this hot desking concept is New York City cabbies. Like if you have a taxi tab, what are they called? Fucking something chip. You show up to work to get a cab. You don't always work in the same one.
Oh, and if you get there after all the cabs are out, you don't work today?
Yeah, you don't work today. That's
wow.
It. Yeah.
Interesting.
Same thing with fucking dock workers and shit. Show up early, you get on the crew for the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of places. So there was a reporter that made a comment that I think was perfectly succinct about Adam Neumann.
The hack license is what they're called.
Oh, okay. Yes. A very succinct comment that I think after sort of doing all this research and everything, I very much agree with. Adam Neumann's all about this communal living, physical social network. He uses that. That's like one of his buzz phrases. We're creating a physical social network. Right? Because we're talking early 2010s when
The Social Network came out.
When the movie The Social Network, starring Mark Zuckerberg, came out.
Yeah.
No, it's when Facebook and all this stuff is really starting.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Is really starting to blow up, right?
Do you say Israeli?
Israeli starting to blow up. I did.
Prescient.
So he uses this buzz phrase, physical social network. Like computers are pulling us away from socializing. We're creating a community, So he's got all this fucking bullshit, yada, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think this reporter said something to the tune of his mindset was that the collective sum is greater than the individual, but I'm still the center of attention. And I think that really sums it up perfectly. A lot of things collide in 2016. For starters, I use the word physical social network, which is just a fancy way of saying your friend group, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like your friends and colleagues.
People you know.
Well, they expand it by kicking off something called We Live. Which is basically just tiny efficiency apartments in New York with lots of common spaces. It's like a 200 square foot room where you've got a Murphy bed that folds up and that's the couch.
It's a dorm.
It's a dorm.
Yeah.
It's a dorm.
They just opened adult dorms for people that aren't going to college.
Essentially.
They're like one of those Japanese fucking micro hotels or whatever.
Admittedly, the designs are still cool. If Adam Neumann wasn't such an unethical con man, whether it was deliberate or not, that's something you could decide at the end. This might be kind of a cool little gimmick, depending on what the rent was. I have no fucking idea. But it definitely further blurred the lines between work life, social life, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Essentially, all the people living in a We Live building also rented or worked in a WeWork building. And so it's just continuing to get more and more culty. And people are just alienating further and further into just this one group where it's sort of a very group think. Even if you start to get that healthy dose of skepticism, your whole orbit
It'll get worked out of you.
is going to bring you back in, right? So one of the guys in the documentary was talking about sort of being in this community. He rented WeWork space, right, and lived in a WeWork building. So, and he's talking about realizing after months that he had essentially ousted all of his friends that weren't part of the We collective and replaced them with people who were. Like I said, he lived in the We Live building, which, by the way, I saw an interview with one of the designers who also lived in the building. He was like, yeah, it was designed for people to fuck. Like everybody had to apply. They had to like send in a little typed story about them, like their little about me. And they were all very carefully selected based on age and all this shit. So
yeah, it's fucking dorms.
But he said everything had to be designed to hold the weight of two people. Because the whole mood there was, well, we got them working their asses off. Let's give them a space to live. And let's make sure that we give them some cool spots to fuck.
Right.
Because they're not going to leave here.
Yeah, that will content them enough.
But yeah, this guy, the first guy, not the designer, but the first guy that was, like I said, he was renting WeWork space. He was living in We Live building. And he said in the documentary that for the first several months, it was strange for anyone to leave the building other than to go to their WeWork space. He mentioned something about like telling somebody in the building that he was going to a friend's birthday party. And that person was like, oh yeah, which floor is it on?
Whoa.
Because it was strange for people to leave the building. Weird, right?
Yeah, very weird.
So yeah, on top of this major valuation in 2016, which is, like I said, between $16-17 million, or I'm sorry, billion. I meant to say billion. And the rollout of the We Live buildings, WeWork starts also fielding a lot of questions about when they're going to go public.
Mm-hmm. Well, these little apartments actually they look fucking dope.
They look cool.
Yeah,
they look cool.
But like
it doesn't exist anymore. By the way, they shut that shit down.
I'm glad they did.
I think
but,
21.
There's some very like postmodern-esque kind of like the kitchen area is all like black, like
the
marble
design
stuff.
is cool. Aesthetically, the designs are all
like
cool.
Shelving built into the walls and shit, and there's all like cool wood paneling and stuff.
Yeah, so
I'd fuck there.
If I knew everything was designed for the weight of two people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they start fielding a lot of questions about when the company's going to go public. They've got, some major investors, very deep pockets. They're valued at almost 17 billion, if not more than that.
Mm.
And Adam Neumann is basking in this enormous limelight, right? He's being interviewed on all the Business Channel shows. He's giving graduation speeches at colleges. He's all over the place.
We Learn College.
Hold that thought.
Ooh.
Ish. Not quite that bad, but not quite great either. He's just all over the place as this incredible guru of a businessman with his amazing novel ideas of how to get people to work hard and play hard and integrate their work and social lives with this whole, you're the only thing standing in the way of achieving everything you want mantra that he's got, right? And Neumann is playing it very cool every time he's asked about a possible IPO. Initial public offering.
Indigent penis.
Organelles.
Or organelles. Yeah.
He is very much always like, we'll do it when we feel like the time is right, which is a cool motherfucker response, right?
Yeah.
The market isn't going to tell me when to go public. I'll tell you when I'm going to go public.
Seems like a very blue jeans and flip-flops kind of guy.
Oh, God. Fuck you. Probably. God damn it.
I'm wearing blue jeans and flip-flops right now.
It's one of my hot... It's a great way to rage bait me.
Yeah. You know who this guy kind of reminds me of?
Pants and flip-flops.
You know the movie Grandma's Boy?
I do.
Right? Mr. Cheezel?
Yeah.
Like last night I had a dream that was soaring with the seabirds.
Yeah.
And then I dove into the carcass of an elk. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, Mr. Cheezel. Fly with the seabirds or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's fucking rage.
Yeah, he's like, let's fucking rage. Rage?
Fly with the seabirds or whatever you said. Oh, okay, all right.
Rage it up.
Yeah, rage it up. Rage it all you like.
Big things are coming. I can quote a lot of that movie.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, he's very much like, we'll do it when we're ready, right? Amidst all of this, there is a young lady named Joanna Strange, and she works for WeWork in like a lower administrative position by way of a real estate and construction company that WeWork had acquired the year before in 2015, right? Her boss is sort of the head guy in the WeWork building or floor or like somewhere, wherever it is that she's working. And apparently this dude is so busy that she's basically got the passwords for everything. All the administrative stuff, he's just like, you've got my passwords, take care of it.
Right.
Type shit, right? So one day she's looking for an email to respond to in his inbox, and she sees a different email that's worded in a way that makes her kind of go, whoa, what the fuck? I don't remember exactly, but something to the effect of layoffs and hiring freeze type shit, right? So she starts looking at the messages back and forth in this email thread, right? And lo and behold, the physical social network where we're all going to hold each other's fucking cocks in our mouths and hum kumbaya at one another has some real nasty things to say between upper management and their feelings about shoving a bunch of their wonderful, amazing staff out to sea. They're talking about giant layoffs,
Right.
hiring freeze, like I mentioned. And some of the messages back and forth are very much like, yeah, fuck them.
Fuck these fucking swine. Whatever.
Which is more appropriate in
More corporate
in the
world,
corporate world that we're familiar with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So much for shifting the fucking paradigm, Adam.
I mean,
Neumann.
that's always the thing. That's every movie you ever saw with the corporate world is always the nice front and then the real stuff at the back. In the back, you know.
So she tries to approach her supervisor or superiors, whoever, about it, and she gets brushed off. I'm actually fairly certain that she was just ignored. So eventually she blows the whistle on WeWork to, I think, Bloomberg News, right? And then the pieces start to fall, like I said, over the next few years. Another company that was based out of WeWork offices called ThinkNum. ThinkNum. Like think, N-U-M. N-U-M. When this story drops, these guys rented WeWork space. The guy who started this company, ThinkNum. And they do like data analysis and quantitative research, fucking boring nerd shit, right?
Yeah.
ThinkNum starts running numbers and they find all kinds of shit with these numbers. Not hitting financial goals, spending lines very cleverly hidden. Like there was something that I saw where they were somehow taking the money that they were spending on like the design and the construction and the all the bells and whistles, you know, designing the space. And they were somehow flipping that from cost into the profit margins.
Oh, wow.
So rather than saying, yeah, we spent $20,000 on this, it was like, you know, we made $20,000. And by the way, when all this story shit starts to break, the company obviously is incredibly sensitive to any criticism.
Of course.
So WeWork kicked
on the defensive instantly.
Yeah. So WeWork kicks ThinkNum out of its office 3 days after they put out a blog post questioning its valuation.
Wow.
Like saying it's too high compared to its competitors, right?
Right.
3 days later, kicked out of their office. And ThinkNum's research found that WeWork's churn rate is what it's called. So it's basically the number of cancellations divided by the number of its total members.
Oh, okay. My personal churn rate is different.
What's that looking like? That is a thing that I don't think. Well, I guess it varies.
Hold on. Let me think of this. Because you got to start with a curve, because you know you're not churning at the same rate right at the beginning as you are towards the end.
Sure.
Right? So I would say probably flattened.
I don't know. I'm like a human metronome. I'd
48
pretty much keep the same pace.
Because I'm thinking that like at a certain point, so it's going from like a to eventually it's like a.
Oh wow!
Right?
You switch it up toward the end, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, like that's just physical tensing in general.
Wait, is this you churning yourself, or is this you churning someone else?
Oh, somebody else.
Okay, so we were both talking about cranking our piece.
Yeah, Yorking it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I think 48 is a fair flattened curve.
I think I said 43, but
43 to 48. So
yeah, sure.
I'd ballpark it.
All right. Okay. Nice. Solid numbers, bro. So they find. That's a good number, bro.
You know what I love about this podcast is that it doesn't matter how serious or investigative the topic is. It's the dick jokes are just there.
they just shine
It's
through.
just that you can't.
They really shine through.
Because I think that you've done a fantastic job of investigating this very well.
Well, thank
and
you.
you're delivering it very professionally. And fucking, as soon as you said churn rate, there's nothing.
What else are you going to do?
Oh, fuck.
But in this context, the churn rate is the number of cancellations divided by the number of total members, right?
I don't know if I've ever canceled a churn.
Historically, it had been around 1.2% annually. By this point in 2016, especially after this number drops, or this story drops, and this blog post goes out and all this other shit. Well, I guess before the blog post, because this was part of the blog post. So they found that it had increased by 2016 5 times to over 6%.
Whew.
So WeWork was losing 1 out of every 200 customers on a monthly basis, right? Which, seems like nothing on a small scale, but scale that up to however many thousands, if not tens of thousands of people right now that you're renting to. And that number gets high. In spite of all that, because Adam Neumann takes a lot of heat over this, right? Because he's been doing the circuit of, when are you going to go public? God, your company's valued at so much. You guys are renting up so much space. You're leasing so much space. He
can't go public because his numbers are fraudulent.
So you see the
it's the same thing that happened with the company I worked for.
you see the waterfall at the end of this river, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time.
You're better than a lot of billionaires who kept giving money. Billionaires like Masayoshi-san.
Masayoshi Takanaka?
No, Masayoshi-san.
Okay.
I'm not saying it like hi, Masayoshi-san.
Oh, okay.
Like his last name is S-O-N. Masayoshi-san.
Yeah.
This guy, who is the founder and CEO of SoftBank, which is a giant bank worldwide.
Yeah, like Sperm Bank?
No, that's Hard Bank.
Ah, yes.
Hard Spank.
What's the churn rate like that business?
The following year, in 2017,
I feel like churn rate's going to work its way into the canon.
Churn rate, it's a good one. What's your churn rate, bro? You got to finish it with bro.
Oh, it's a churn rate,
It's
bro.
such a bro question. Bro, what's your churn rate?
Don't be weird, bro.
Yeah, it's not gay, bro. We're all going to say it. I've upped my game, dude. 62 now.
My new band name, Churn Rate.
Churn Rate is a good band name. So in spite of all this, in spite of all the fallout, because now every time he's on, Fox Business or whatever the fuck, these are big questions.
Yeah.
Right? And so really all he can say is, no, this is false reporting. These numbers aren't accurate. They don't have the whole picture, yada, yada, yada. Your classic backpedal shit.
Lies, I tell you.
Yeah.
Lies from all of them. They hate me. They hate me.
In spite of all this, in 2017, Masayoshi-san gives WeWork, specifically because of Adam Neumann, $4.4 billion investment, followed by more capital injections that ended up equaling around $10 billion.
That's a lot of money.
By the time he's done investing in WeWork kind of hit their peak value.
Yeah.
Again, off of phony numbers.
Yeah.
$47 billion. And they have not gone public yet. Right?
Right.
And so a lot of this was that Masayoshi-san was very taken in by Adam Neumann.
Yeah, taken in.
Well, because Masayoshi-san is a big investor worldwide.
Right.
Right? You're familiar with Alibaba?
Yeah.
Bullshit website where you can get cheap Chinese shit. That was one of his he got in early, invested a fuck ton of money, and made stupid amounts of money. Oh. And he does this on a global scale. The guy's worth billions, right?
Right.
In spite of a lot of the people whose job it was to make sure to sort of like investigate the company, investigate the people running it, investigate all these, do their due diligence, right?
Yep.
In spite of them objecting, Masayoshi-san was just like, no, he was taken in by Adam Neumann, man. It's just charismatic guy who's got all the right fucking words to say. And so what ends up happening is that once SoftBank gets involved and starts putting in this eventual $10 billion worth of funding, it was given sort of to Neumann more so than to WeWork. It gave Adam Neumann a supermajority vote on the board, even though he had almost zero economic stake in this.
That's fucking crazy.
All of the economic stake is off of investors who were taken in by Adam Neumann. It's not just SoftBank and Masayoshi-san. So there are others.
He would get the investors' money, and then
he's getting the seed capital.
He would get the seed capital, then he would invest it in his own shares.
With whatever. Well, it's being invested into the company under his name,
right?
With whatever paperwork we've inked to say this is what you'll get on the ass end, because this company right now is just growing and growing and growing, and every year we're valued higher.
The actual equity was being placed under him.
Yes.
So under the guarantee that, like, okay, so I give you this, you put it forth your company, and then I'll get the payout eventually.
Yep.
But up until that payout happens, he controls the equity in the business.
Yeah, and by the way, during the course of this,
which is I think we can agree is highly unethical, but also
very unethical.
Also, I'm pretty sure is highly illegal.
I don't think it's illegal. I think that a person can give seed capital to you, Riley Bowen, to invest in Delete Everything or Blongo Inc. Sorry, or directly to Blongo Inc. to be invested.
Delete Everything podcast is a subsidiary of Blongo.
Correct.
Blongo LLC.
Blongo LLC. Sorry. I don't remember if I named it Blongo Inc. LLC.
I thought it was
it's just Blongo LLC.
We should probably know that.
It's just Blongo LLC.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done Blongo Inc. LLC. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing that states that can't work that way. Then you can leverage that capital and say, I'm bringing in this money to expand our operations, but in exchange, I want, I'm bringing more money to the table. So I have a higher stake here, even though economically that's not true in this case. So therefore, my vote carries more weight.
So Adam Neumann, in this respect, is acting more as like a financier than he is like a CEO.
That's just business, baby. You don't understand business.
Yeah, if you're Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong there. By the way, in this whole fuckery of all these millions of dollars coming in, or billions of dollars. I keep saying millions when I mean billions.
Trillion bajillions.
Yeah.
Might as well be. They're fucking fake made up numbers anyway.
He is also sort of doing what's called related party transactions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the company needs a jet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a jet, but let's go ahead and put that in my name. But it's the company's jet.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But it's my jet for the company.
Well, you need a figurehead representative to sign for it.
Right. And so through all these sort of things, he managed to legally, everything, this is not embezzlement, this is legally, he ended up getting to add to his own personal wealth about $1 billion of that.
Yeah. The CEO of BlackBerry did that.
Oh, really?
It was a big thing, yeah. Yeah, he like invested heavily in like buying like fucking like a hockey team or something, but it was all with the capital that should be based around the actual business.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so fucked up.
Yeah. Like he wanted to own a hockey team, so he was borrowing against his own business. To do so, he had to make cheaper, shittier phones, which led to BlackBerry failing. And
like BlackBerry wasn't that bad.
BlackBerry's a fascinating story. You should check out the movie BlackBerry.
I'm not going to do that. You know that.
You're not going to do that. It's a really fascinating story though, because they had probably the most brilliant like electronic device ever held in the hands of a human being. And they,
for the time, 100%.
I mean, even for it revolutionized everything. What BlackBerry did for the internet is it changed everything. And they just started out in like fucking basement in Canada, right? But what they did was,
there would be no iPhone without the BlackBerry.
You know how I talk about how the fucking like I think the internet's like its own dimension.
Yes.
Previous to BlackBerry, access to that dimension was done in like bits. It just like beep 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 beep. BlackBerry just gave you all of the bits at once. Like it made a connective network so that everyone's data was being stored in this nether realm instead of being passed around from database to database. It's nuts. We wouldn't have AI if BlackBerry hadn't done what they'd done.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they were also fucking over investors and trying to buy hockey teams.
Well, shit. This SoftBank thing happens in 2017. Again, after all these stories that should make anybody question the valuation of this company come out in 2016.
Also, who's giving money to this fucking crystals in his ass hippie dickhead?
A lot of people. A lot of people. So 2017, Masayoshi Son comes in, invests more money, and then during the process of all this, WeWork starts acquiring other businesses. None of them are particularly notable, really, but they do acquire a coding school in 2017 called Flatiron School. They also branch out WeWork into The Wing, a co-working space for women.
Oh.
They also acquire Meetup, which is a social media platform.
Yeah, it's a fuck platform.
For fucking.
Yeah, Meetup's that's the swinger app.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it was a whole big thing. The Meetup was like a proto Tinder for groups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, sex parties.
They also start investing in some other weird shit. They invest heavily in like a wave garden, which makes like wave pools, like the ones you could surf in.
Yeah.
And then they announce at the end of 2017 that the following year, 2018, in the fall, they're going to launch We Grow, a private school for children aged 3 through grade 4.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. With Rebecca Neumann as the CEO.
Oh, no.
Miss Crystals in her ass herself. I urge anyone to just go watch 1 or 2 videos of Rebecca Neumann speaking about anything. And it is the most grating shit ever. By the way, as Adam Neumann gains more control of this company, Rebecca Neumann starts to kind of work her way in, and Miguel McKelvey kind of ends up sidelined to a large degree.
Yeah.
Not entirely. He does all right in the end of this, but Rebecca Neumann really kind of, I think, starts feeling like, oh, this is the cash cow. I need to get in on this. Mm-hmm. And they are like in the documentary, after all these stories start to break, there's like Adam Neumann's doing an interview, and you can't see her, but you can hear her off to the side. And this is where I'm talking about the people, those people that you meet where you know once the veil comes down, right? When most people aren't around, mm-hmm. they just turn into fucking nightmarish people.
Yeah.
And you can hear her off to the side while this like reporter's trying to ask him questions just to clarify what's going on. Like it's none of them are accusatory. Mm-hmm. It's giving him the opportunity to explain what's going on. And she's off to the side and she's like, you don't need this shit, blah, blah, blah. Like just, I think that the alpha personality of the couple dynamic between the two of them is that he just does whatever the fuck she wants.
Wow.
There are multiple, I think it's like a go-to sort of anecdote for him in several of his speeches. And I mean, I watched him doing it on like business news shows. I watched him doing it in like internet interviews. I watched him doing it at a fucking college commencement or graduation or something where he's like up in front of I think it was graduation because he's wearing the hat. But you wear the hat for the graduation. And it's this like anecdote about him meeting his wife and her saying, I think you have a lot of potential, but right now you're just full of shit and you need to go find your passion.
Wow.
And there's one where he's like
doing like a fucking awful date.
He's doing an interview. He's doing an interview and she's sitting next to him. And then like after he tells the story, he like stops and like looks at her and he's like, and thank you for that, by the way. Like as if
that wasn't like the bitchiest thing you could ever say to someone.
Right. But my impression watching that was that if they had left that interview and he had told that story with her sitting there and not turned and been like, thank you, by the way, you're my inspiration, or, whatever the sort of subtext there was there, that she would have been pissed off.
That's fair.
Well, you didn't even thank me. You told the story and then I sound like a bitch. You have to clarify by saying thank you. Like that. So she's that type of person. Again,
sounds like the devil.
My take on her. Shit's just going fucking cuckoo bananas. What ends up happening? I'm going to fast forward to the end here because we're time-wise,
gonna
we're
fucking die.
Yeah.
Pat and I have both been doing carpentry all goddamn day, and it is almost midnight.
in the sun in Florida.
And we got to be back.
Florida
at work
summer.
at 7 o'clock.
And yeah, I've been up since 5 a.m. It's now, I got the hiccups. It's now pushing 11. We're tired boys.
But we're funny. Peony Vagini. What did you say you wanted your new catchphrase to be? Said it earlier. Because all right. So Patrick has been. We've talked about this. He workshopped his catchphrase. Man, fuck that old dumbass bitch, which has been working out great.
I love
It's
it.
sweeping the nation. The children are saying it to their mothers. It's being written on the back of Wheaties boxes as we speak.
Yes.
What was the one that we were talking about earlier? You want to workshop?
I can't remember what it was now.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Fuck. It's pretty. We'll get back to you.
Something about that. I can't remember.
Babies, wasn't it?
Something about fat ass babies or
Fat
something.
ass babies.
Do something to that fat ass baby. I'll kick that fat ass baby. I can't remember. I'm making this one up as we go.
It was good. Whatever it was.
All right. Well, back to the.
Man, that baby fat as hell.
was not that.
We're ballparking a new catchphrase for Patrick. But for the moment, it's man, fuck that
old dumbass bitch. Which I would love to say directly to Rebecca Newman's face.
Trademark Patrick Wall.
Thank you. So I'm going to fast forward to the real dramatic downfall. 2019.
Adam Neumann shot himself and his wife in their penthouse apartment.
No, they're both still alive.
Nuts.
I think they're doing some dumb shit now. But again, SoftBank is still pumping money into this company.
What kind of dumb shit? Are they opening luxury apartments in the Gaza Strip?
Fuck me. West Bank, I think, mostly.
Did you see the Gwyneth Paltrow commercial for that?
No.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow's got a big old Gaza Strip luxury apartment commercial.
So then, yes, they're 100%
what
involved.
they're doing that. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck my ass.
Yep.
If Jerry was in the studio, he'd say, "Fuck me, Pinocchio." Did I tell you that story?
No, that's good though.
Jerry, I've known Jerry. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. He's gonna be doing some design animation stuff for us.
Jerry Lambert, we're referring to.
Jerry Lambert,
cousin of Christopher Lambert.
I won't say his nickname that I knew him as back in our teen years, but I may if he gives me express permission to do so. But anyway,
was it Lambskin?
No, I told you already what it was.
Lamb.
I'll tell you afterward. It has nothing to do with his first or last name. He and I.
Pig fucker.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
He and I and our friend of the show, Jose, go to trivia every Thursday night right down the road from where I live, and it's a blast.
Jose, if you guys are picturing like
one day he'll be on the show,
like a dark-skinned Mexican man in a sombrero, he's exactly what he looks like.
He's not at all.
Big handlebar mustache. It's like Danny Trejo.
Anyway, there was a week where it was the question about the first Disney movie to have a song win like a Grammy, right?
Pinocchio.
And so we're going through, it is Pinocchio. We're going through like every single fucking Disney movie trying to figure out like when the song started being a very pertinent part of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense now because, you know, at the beginning of the Disney movie, there's the little thing with the when you, yeah, exactly, which makes it obvious. But I can't remember what, I think we ended up picking like Mary Poppins or something like that. Whenever the answer came out, you know, the DJ, the karaoke, the fucking trivia DJ was like Pinocchio, and Jerry, it was like a moment of silence in the bar, and Jerry just goes, "Fuck me, Pinocchio." And Jose and I just started going, "Fuck me, Pinocchio." And then it just turned into like tell me lies, little boy. Yeah.
Sweet little lies.
Yeah. Let's see how long that thing can get. Fuck me, Pinocchio.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know.
Why must you pervert everything?
Because that's how I live, baby. Okay. Dramatic downfall. Like I said, 2019, in the beginning of 2019, like I said, WeWork gets the last $2 billion of the whole slice of the $10 billion pie from SoftBank, right?
2019 is a hell of a year. It's the last year before everything changed.
Yeah. By the way, they were about to pump more money in, but part of it was that not just Masayoshi-san, but a lot of other investors were like, at some point we need to see
some money.
We need to start seeing return, right? Yeah. So you can only push this out. They started talking about an IPO 3 years ago was when the shit started, really, when they were at 16, 17 billion. Now they're estimated at 47 billion. And it's like, what's the fucking holdup?
Yeah.
So before you can do an IPO, an initial public offering, you have to
have like a monkey coin or something.
You have to submit something called an S1. It's called a Form S1, and you have to submit that to the SEC for filing, so that anybody who wants to invest in this company, and it has to be done like, I think a few weeks at least before the IPO. I can't remember the exact amount of time, but it's got to be done before you can have your before you can go public, right?
Right.
And this allows everybody to look at everything from your company, right?
So you can be like accurately gauged at what the price of your shares are going to be.
Yeah. When people start looking at this, immediately just red flag after red flag after red flag. I mean, this company that's worth so much fucking money,
$47 billion,
is showing huge losses. They're showing really expensive lease agreements. By the way, in order to get like remember I mentioned earlier, PepsiCo, Goldman Sachs, all these big fucking Fortune 500 companies, they were offering reduced rents on the WeWork space. Once that shit starts to come out among other big companies,
everyone wants
you have to, they're going, well, fucking Pepsi's in here for this much. We want that deal. And you have to sort of go, well, do we want the money or do we want the name? And everything for this business is built on this fucking lacquered veneer
house of lies.
House of lies. Yeah, it's a fucking house of cards, you know, because once this S1 comes out, everybody starts going, okay, they're showing significant losses. They are signing really expensive leases. They're renting space out for way less to these big ass companies than they are to, some nerd startup like ThinkNum. The relationship between the company and Adam Neumann in terms of what he's making is very outside of the norm. And in the filing paperwork, they're saying that they've got $47 billion of future lease commitments. When the reality is, as people are crunching these numbers, it's like 4, right?
Wow.
So immediately people are looking at the business model and all this shit and going, this is not a profitable fucking thing. On top of that, remember when I said there were some nefarious things that came along with the whole WeWork thing? Adam Neumann and Miguel McKelvey had licensed the name WeWork, and anybody who wanted to put WeWork in any kind of official paperwork or business cards or whatever, that's a licensed name. You have to pay for that. So yeah, dude, there's all kinds of fuckery that happens here. And there's just all this shit. Like, they had just acquired a restaurant leasing, like a company that leased restaurant spaces to, like, I don't know. It's a weird business model. So they would lease space from restaurants during daytime hours and then rent that space. It's some New York shit. And then they'd rent that space to remote workers, right? They acquire that company and shut it down in 4 months.
Wait, you mean like they do like night kitchens and stuff?
No, during the day.
Okay.
They would rent out they'd be like, oh, you guys barely use that whole space over there. Can we rent that out from you and then rent it out to remote workers? Like sublet it out to, it's a weird business model. Right. I don't know. I'm not sure. But there are all these fucking things that happen. And like I said, Adam Neumann, that limelight, when the fall happens, guess who's still standing under that fucking spotlight?
Yeah.
So immediately there's a big push that this guy is responsible for all this.
Well, because he is.
Because he is.
Yeah.
And he takes the fall. And
he's a pig fucker.
He's the one who got a lot of that
He's a
funding.
big piece of shit and he should be shot by a dumpster.
Yeah. By the way, SoftBank, Masayoshi-san is like, get this guy the fuck out of here as CEO, because he was CEO.
Yeah, he owes me $10 billion. I'm going to kill him and his family.
Yeah. Masayoshi-san lost, I think, about $11.5 billion in equity and an additional $2.2 billion in debt exposure, whatever the fuck that means. The IPO was pulled. They're like, never mind.
You can't do that.
Well, once people started seeing those numbers, they were like, what did you think you were going to get per share of this?
Because you get like $1.
Divide that by 10.
Yeah.
You thought your IPO was going to be $100 a share. It's $10 a share, according to what we're looking at. Right. So the IPO gets pulled. SoftBank is like, get him the fuck out. Masayoshi-san's like, he just lost me fucking 13, almost $14 billion.
Yeah.
But here's the fun part. In exchange for him stepping down as CEO, he received $1.7 billion from SoftBank for stepping down from the board and severing his ties to the company.
Wow.
By the way, tons, when people see these numbers and a new CEO comes in, of people get laid off with nothing.
Oh, yeah.
No severance package, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
WeWork ended up having to file for bankruptcy, Chapter 11, in 2023. They are still around. They are valued much lower. Let me see. I think as of the first quarter of 2025, the company was still cash flow negative.
Woof.
It was upgrading a bunch of locations, I guess. But they ended up valued considerably lower.
And Adam Neumann, was he ever executed?
No, he is still alive. I believe. What is he doing nowadays?
He's 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a tall, lanky guy.
He's worth $2.8 billion.
Yeah, well, once you have that much money, that money makes you more money.
Adam Neumann is the founder and CEO of Flow, a residential real estate and multifamily housing startup. The company operates thousands of rental units across cities like Miami, Atlanta, and Nashville, and has also expanded internationally into Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
It is a WeWork rival. It's the same concept.
Yep, that it is.
He tried to buy back WeWork for like $500 million.
Well, he lives with his family in an exclusive gated community in Miami, Florida, if anyone wants to look him up.
He's also, by the way...
He's often spotted skateboarding around town. Fuck you, asshole.
He's also a partner of an Israeli cannabis company.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. I can't say enough bad things about this guy. I think that...
All right, hold on. Speed round. Israeli cannabis company. Trimmed.
You want to know the name of it?
Hold on, I'm coming up with one. We got trimmed,
snipped,
clipped, snipped.
You can't have your foreskin back, but here's some weed. That's what I would name it.
Briss buds.
Briss buds.
Hold on.
Oh god.
Moyle Awana.
I was literally trying to think of one with Moyle. Oh god. Smoking schmucks.
Rabbi Reefy.
I don't like that. You just say reefer. Rabbi Reefer would work.
Kosher Kush.
It's not a good name. I don't remember.
Kusher.
I'll find it. Hang on. Let me pull the page back up. Intercure.
Intercure. Hold on a second. I got one in here somewhere. Hold on. It's right here. It's on the tip of my brain. I got a fucking good one kicking. Just give me a goddamn second.
Two joint solution. Why?
Hold on.
Come on, the two joints thing.
Nope.
No, you don't like the two joint solution.
Guy, you're breaking my concentration.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna go
so close.
Dead air for 20 minutes while you come up with a joke.
Dead air. It's fine. I don't have anything.
I personally like the two joint solution.
Not bad.
Thank you.
I don't know, but there is definitely a tie-in with like reggae.
Oh my god.
For Zion.
I still feel like I did not do enough justice to precisely how much I was off put by Rebecca Neumann.
That's okay. We can do an addendum. I need to go to sleep.
No, we're not doing an addendum. By the time I got to the end of this research, I was like, I can't anymore.
I want to
hate these
say
people.
final thoughts. Adam Neumann is a goddamn piece of shit. Also, corporate stuff is bad.
The cult, the way that so many people got like, there was this one girl on the documentary, and she's like so sweet and so cute, and just like, there's a point where she starts crying, and I like literally, I'm like watching this and I'm feeling terrible because she's like talking about how she thought in her mid-20s when she started working for this company that this was it. She was gonna start on the ground floor. She was gonna rise through the ranks as the company built. This was going to be, and she felt like there was a purpose too. You know what I mean? Because she drank the Kool-Aid. She saw this oh my gosh, so innovative. It's going to change the way people work. It's and she bought into all this stuff. And that's why I kind of really tried to lay it all out in a way where it's like, I can see how people are taken in by this.
Oh, of course. I mean, corporate shit, like culty stuff really takes people.
Yeah.
People are susceptible to it.
And then watching this girl like cry and talk about how one day it was just over and she had nothing to show for 90-hour work weeks and, showing up on Saturdays and Sundays and working till 9 p.m. and yada, yada, yada. And really thinking like, this is it. I found a thing. Mm-hmm. And her whole like story is like, she had the classic, like, I moved to New York with 2 suitcases.
Right.
And I found this through whatever avenues. Mm-hmm. And I believed with all my heart that this was the thing. And then I was fucking lied to. I was grifted. I got nothing at the end.
All these people who worked in WeWork.
And she's one of thousands.
All these people who worked in WeWork spaces and lived in We Live spaces when they.
She wasn't. She worked for WeWork.
Yes. Are you saying that nobody who worked for WeWork lived in the We Live spaces?
Yes, some of them did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like they lose their job, they lose their apartment too, huh?
It is reminiscent of company housing, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 I thought about that whenever I was.
I feel like there was an arrangement in a different time and place where like company housing was bad and
always every time and place when company housing
got
is
mad about it. And then what did they do? Trying to remember.
They armed themselves and started
shooting people. Yeah, that's another way to handle stuff like that.
West Virginia Coal Wars.
Yeah, if you're not a goddamn
a very popular episode, by the way.
Shirt, white collar pussy.
West Virginia Coal Wars is like one of our more popular, like one of our more downloaded still. Like
it's because
a lot of people.
It's because it's that great feeling you get about a story where people are getting fucked over, so they start murdering.
Yeah. I don't know that there was too much murder.
There was a little bit of murder.
There was murder that led up to it.
Yeah, and then the cacao.
Yeah, and then the big arm up, the biggest armed rebellion since the Civil War, and there hasn't been one to beat it since. Yet. Day's not over.
Day is over.
The day is not over. We've got
nothing is over.
We got time. Yeah, that's I don't think that part there were any casualties there. But there were certainly casualties that made those people grab guns.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's topic has been Adam Neumann and the WeWork corporate cult.
If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. Get on whatever you're listening to. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a rating on Spotify. And come check us out on Instagram. Come check us out on YouTube. And finally, patreon.com/DeleteEverythingPodcast. $8 a month. I promise you guys are going to like it. Promise you.
There's more dick jokes on the Patreon.
Jesus, are you falling asleep?
So fucking sleepy right now.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know if I've ever canceled the churn. God's making a coat.